YouTube fam, how y'all doing? TM Nation, how y'all doing? Today we have the brand new Soundcore Space One active noise canceling headphones, and I'm going to go ahead and get pricing out of the way early just so that you guys have an idea of how much bang these provide for the buck. At $99 retail, these provide you with up to 55 hours of use on a charge, adaptive active noise canceling, transparency that you can tailor to your liking, Bluetooth 5.3 with LDAC compatibility, high-res audio, and a new contouring ear cup design that will swivel 8 degrees front to back for an extremely comfortable fit. I'm also happy to note that these do feature the Hear ID functionality that will create an EQ tune to your hearing that works by taking a sound test inside of the Soundcore app, and these also feature a brand new easy chat function that you can turn on or off inside of the Soundcore app, and this feature will allow you to either touch or speak to chat. You can choose which one you want to use, and what it will do is lower the volume of whatever you're listening to so that you can hold a conversation. Inside of the box, you get everything that you would need to get the headphones up and running, to include a user manual and other documentation, a nice carrying bag. You get a USB Type-C cable for charging, a 3.5mm cable if you want to use them in wired mode, and you'll get the headphones, of course. I do like the design of the Space One headphones, and they are available in 3 different colors: sky blue, which is what I have, jet black, and latte cream. In general, they feel good in the hands, like they will withstand some wear and tear, but one thing that I do know quite a few people out there are going to appreciate about these headphones is that they can lay flat on a surface or completely fold up for easier transportation. Also, weighing in at 365 grams, they have never felt overly large or overly heavy on my head, and they do have sufficient padding on both the ear cups and the top headband. So far, I've worn these for casual listening, just walking around the house, a little yard work, and I did do some light jogging with them too, without any issues whatsoever with ear fatigue or discomfort. Now, I will say that the form factor is not the smallest that I own. The drivers are 40mm in size, and the overall footprint of the headphones does reflect that, but like I said, they don't look overly large or out of place. They really are comfortable on my head and ears. The other day I used them for a longer listening session of about 6 hours with no problems. For connection, like I said earlier, these are rocking Bluetooth 5.3, and you shouldn't have any issues maintaining a good connection. I've been able to walk pretty much all around my house without them disconnecting or getting any type of crackling, and I have also used them with both my iPhone 14 Pro and my Z Fold 4 to watch YouTube videos and Amazon Prime movies through both of those apps on both of those devices, and I didn't experience any noticeable lag. These may not be the perfect choice for a hardcore mobile gamer though, as they don't have a built-in low latency mode, so although the game was definitely still playable, I could notice some slight latency when I played Call of Duty Mobile, if that's a concern for you. I do also want to mention that these do pack multi-point connectivity, so you can pair them and connect to 2 different devices at once and switch between them without having to go through the connection process each time. The Space One headphones also do have 3 built-in mics for voice calls, so you can take and make voice calls directly from them. The call quality for me so far has been pretty impressive. I think that the mics on these capture audio clearly, and the algorithm that these use also does a good job of focusing on my speech while rejecting some of the noise going on around me. I did take samples for you guys just so that you can judge for yourselves. Let's take a listen. Alright guys, so right now I have the headphones paired to my iPhone 14 Pro. As you can see, the audio that you're hearing right now is coming directly from the microphones on them. Now, I'm not going to do any type of editing to this sample, so this should give you a pretty good idea of how these will perform in a relatively quiet environment. And now I have some simulated background noise playing in the background. This part of the test is aimed at seeing how well the microphones on these headphones can focus on my speech while rejecting some of that ambient noise. And I'll go ahead and be quiet for just a moment so that you guys have a better idea of how loud it is. And I'll go ahead and start talking again, so this should give you a pretty good idea of how well the microphones on these headphones can focus on your speech while you have some noise going on around you. As I mentioned earlier in the intro, the battery life with these is listed at up to 55 hours of use on a charge, but that will be heavily impacted by how loud you listen to your media, if you enable LDAC, or if you use ANC pretty much the whole time. So far, using these mainly with my iPhone 14 Pro and keeping the volume between 75 and 100% most of the time, with ANC enabled pretty much all of the time. Right now, I'm about 38 hours in and they're still going strong. These also do feature quick charging though, so if you find yourself in a crunch and you just need a little bit of juice to finish a shift at work or something, only 5 minutes of charging with these will get you about 4 hours worth of use. For control, these use physical buttons, and they do also feature wear detection that will automatically pause and play your media when you take the headphones off or put them on. And you do have access to all of the controls that you would need, to include toggling on or off ANC, track forward, track back, and volume 2. There is limited customization of the controls inside of the app, so if you want to customize your single or double tap functions, you do have a couple of options there that you can adjust. Touching on the ANC and transparency performance, these impressed me with how strong the ANC actually is. I took them outside to test them like I do all of my ANC headphones and earbuds, and sounds such as the kids playing, birds chirping, cars passing by, and normal ambient noises pretty much disappeared. Louder yelling and screams did get through, of course, but they were significantly reduced. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones that will drown out a lot of your yard work noise while you're outside washing your car, or even for use on public transit, these will definitely perform well in all of those environments. I do also want to say that the way that the ear cups fit provides me with a nice level of passive noise cancellation, so even without ANC enabled, these will still block out some of what's going on around you. I usually have the strength set to the highest setting, but it is nice to have the ability to lower it in situations where I want to maintain a level of situational awareness. The adaptive mode is also good if you want to kind of set the headphones and forget them, as it will pick up on the noise going on around you and adjust the active noise cancellation to ensure that you're able to enjoy your media comfortably. The transparency is also adjustable, as I mentioned earlier, so you do have the ability to choose how much ambient sound you want to let in. At its highest setting, I can hear what's going on around me within about a 5 to 6 foot radius, which is above average in comparison to other headphones that I have in this price range. For the audio quality, I really do like the EQ that the Hear ID feature created for me. Another thing that I like here is if you want to tweak the Hear ID EQ, you can dial it in a little bit more if you need to. It's not an EQ that you have to take or leave like what you'll get with some other apps. Now the test does take a few minutes to complete, so if you're impatient, just keep this in mind. It will play a series of different sounds first, and then it will play different songs for you to select the sound that you prefer. I'd say that it probably took me about 3 to 5 minutes to complete, so it's not a crazy amount of time, but it's also not 30 to 60 seconds either. I did end up adjusting my EQ to be a little bit brighter, with the highs bumped up a little bit and the bass bumped up quite a bit as well, but the mids were just about perfect. And with them tuned this way, I get a nice rich sound that does well with the detail without being too sibilant, while providing a decent punch on the low end as well. Now I would not say that these are bass head certified, as they don't overpower those lower frequencies or provide a huge thump, but like I said, if you're listening to something with a nice bass line, you will be able to pick it up along with the other frequencies. Also, in terms of the max output, they get loud enough for my personal liking at max volume, and the distortion is low even when I do max them out. I think that these are very well priced at $100. The battery life is great, the sound quality is good, they are extremely comfortable to wear, you get a fully functional and feature-packed companion app, very impressive ANC, and good call quality as well. I mean, there really isn't much for me to complain about at this price point, and I do think that these are meant to be a well-rounded pair of headphones overall, and Soundcore is definitely focusing on providing a more refined and buttery smooth sound in comparison to what you'll get with some of their older headphones that were a lot more bass heavy. And if I had to ask for anything else with these headphones, it would be that they provided a little bit heavier of a bass response. I do think that it will be more than adequate for most people, but if you're like me and you like that extra thump, these don't quite hit that level. But again, that's just me, and not everybody is a bass head. Like I said, I think that Soundcore made these headphones for people that want a buttery smooth sound across the board. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.